Welcome back. International superstars H.E.R, the Chainsmokers and Khalid will be coming to South Africa for the newly launched lifestyle festival, Hey Neighbour. The festival will take place at the Legends Adventure Farm in Pretoria between the 8th and the 10th of December. Now, the festival is being organized by Glen21 Entertainment. For more on this, we are joined by Glen Netshipise, the director of Glen21 Entertainment. Glen, thank you so much for joining us this evening. Now, this is a new festival.
Correct.
Hey Neighbour.
Yes.
That promises to knock our festival hats off. What's the objective with this festival?
We've always felt that South Africa didn't have a world-class festival.
Okay.
And by that, it's just something that compares with the best in the world in terms of talent, in terms of experience within the festival itself. And we felt we should do it.
But Glen21 Entertainment is no stranger to creating memorable experiences.
Correct.
I mean, you brought Tony Braxton in 2019, Tamia's coming in July, Boys to Men in November. What's going to set this festival apart from all the others?
I mean, we've been involved in festivals before.
Yes.
We've done things like BET experiences in the past. We've also done things like Castle Light Unlocks, as well as some of the artists that you've mentioned now. The difference between this is that it's an experience. It's not a concert. It's a festival which is pretty much so much entertainment than just going to see one artist as a headliner and a few supporting acts. This is more about talent. The music will be great, but at the same time, the experience, the venue. It's like we're building a city that doesn't exist just for people's enjoyment.
Just take me through those preparations and what exactly are people going to be experiencing over this 3-day festival?
Yeah, so we have a lot of brand partners that we are bringing on board.
Okay.
So there will be different experiences that some are brought by our brand partners and some will be obviously brought by us. Most of the time, events are just, focused on just the stage and the artists on the stage, but we're creating something that is just beyond just the music on stage. It's the music, the experience, the ambience. We call it the neighborhood. That's what it's more about. And if you have obviously heard of other big festivals in the world, your Coachellas, your Wireless, those are the sort of experiences that we are planning to bring into our country. Funny enough, this morning I was having a conversation with a friend from Ghana, and he was telling me that over 2,000 people attended or bought tickets to their festival. I'm not going to mention which one it is, but
right.
There's
in
few. Yeah, in Ghana, there's a few that happens in December. But there is a huge culture of festival, and people travel far and beyond. I think some of the people that may be watching may be going to Afro Nation in Portugal, but festivals are different to just a music concert that happens.
You experienced a number of setbacks when COVID-19 and the lockdown began. I mean,
correct.
Boys to Men was 2 weeks away from coming to the country when lockdown was instituted. What lessons did you learn from the COVID-19 experience, especially as a festival and event organizer?
Well, it was quite a big setback for us because obviously we also didn't know when and what we could do. And for a long period, we would plan and then have to change those plans because we were still not allowed to do shows, or capacities were cut down, or there's a new wave, which meant that the restrictions are stronger again. So it was quite a frustrating time for us. And we also obviously lost some money because we had shows that were about to happen. I think we had Paw Patrol, which was a week away. We had Boys to Men, Scorpion Kings, which was also about 2 to 3 weeks. And then we had Cardi B, which we were going to do in that June, which we also had to cancel. So there were a lot of things that we were working on which got affected, and those are just the shows that were already announced. We still had other shows that weren't announced yet, which also got affected. But luckily, we've been able to do some of the shows that were cancelled or postponed, like Scorpion Kings. We were able to do it as soon as we got the green light to do shows again. We were able to do that last year, July, and thankfully it was a sold-out show.
Yes.
And then with Boyz II Men as well, we've been able to announce the show. Initially, we were looking at 2 shows. Now we are able to do 4 shows. So, you know, there was some bad moments, but also some good came out of it.
Of course,
yeah.
Of course. I mean, you made mention earlier on that with Hey Neighbour Fest, you're looking to bring in people from all over. This is going to be an African spectacle where people would be coming from across the globe
Correct.
to come and attend. What's the economy that would be created out of this festival? How many jobs would be created? It's a 3-day festival, so surely a lot of economy would be created around this.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of economy. Just think about feeding the amount of people on that day. That means that there are food vendors. Obviously, there will be beverages as well. Security. When you are having such a spectacle, you need to make sure that people are secured. But more than anything, if you look at the people that are doing the technical for such a thing, and I know people only see it once you have announced it, but we have people that have been on this for over 3 years that have been working on it. So that's already been jobs that have been done previously that already still exist. You got designers, you got actual musicians. We're still going to announce a lot of local South African musicians. We're still going to announce African musicians. We're still going to announce obviously international headliners as well into the festival. Yeah, so there's a lot of jobs that are being created, you know,
out of this festival.
Yes.
You're mentioning the lineup.
Yes.
And in this past week, you've sent social media on H.E.R because H.E.R, Khalid, Swedish House Mafia, and the Chainsmokers were some of your headlining acts that you announced. But we were speaking in between the breaks that social media sometimes is so much of a hype, but it does not necessarily translate into tickets and people actually coming to the show.
Correct. So social media is very educational for us in the sense of if you look at the right message, you can actually get the right information. But also if you look at the wrong stuff, you can get the wrong information too. So if we are looking at it obviously carefully. I'll give you an example. A lot of people, when we announce shows like Boyz II Men or Tamia, I think if you look at the social media sentiment, you would think, oh my God, no one is going to go there. And then when you look at ticket sales, you're like, wow, this is great, you know. And it's the same thing with Hey Neighbour. Social media actually gave us quite a lot of love, as well as people going to buy tickets, but they also educated us in certain things that we will, you know, activate going forward. We understand this is a new festival. People don't know what it is. They're comparing it to things that really don't compare with it, and I think some people only have real context once they've experienced it. I think for us, we're working very hard to make sure that the people that actually attend this festival see value in attending it, or actually beyond what, you know, they paid to go there.
Can you let us in on any of the South African acts that are going to be involved?
You know, I want to give every artist the opportunity to have the shine of the announcement.
Right.
But we have plenty of artists that we're still going to announce. And whether it's local or international African artists, we want to cover, you know, as much as we can, and we want to make sure that people have so many options when they're at the festival that they don't know what to do with themselves.
Glen, thank you so much for joining us this evening. We certainly are looking forward to that festival. I mean, the hype already around the artists that will be performing at the festival, and what the festival will entail is quite exciting enough. So thank you for joining us, and all the best with your preparations.
Thank you for your time. Thank you.